direct. Hopefully, wherever you are in the world, you are having an awesome Sunday. My name is Danny Walsh, and I want to welcome you to this live. This is episode number 26, and this is a shorter than normal episode. We have had some technical problems trying to get on the stream this evening, but the purpose of this show is to hopefully give you a push in the right direction. So, in case you don't know, we've been doing a big bunch of shows over the last weeks and months, and they're all available to watch on DannyWalsh.live. Recently, I changed the format a little bit, and we've had quite a few people sign up to some training, and we've been doing some interviews, and we've been doing a big bunch of cool stuff. But the whole point of this is to help you go out there and help people online and turn that into a business. And when you turn that into a business, you can get paid and you can make some money and you can get off that sort of rat run hamster wheel that we call life. You don't have to get up early and jump in the car and go through traffic and commute and, work for somebody that you possibly don't like, doing a job that you possibly don't like. I posted something earlier today on my Facebook profile, and I was online and I was just sort of moving through the sort of feed, and something's popped up from a UK newspaper that almost 13 million adults in the UK are struggling to pay their bills. And this was a warning from a debt charity. And that kind of struck me, right? Because I know that it's possible to go and make money online, more money than you've ever made, right? But still, we've got 13 million adults struggling to pay the bills. And when I'm talking about bills, this is not the Lamborghini bill. This is not the mansion bill. This is like food, right? People struggling to travel to a job. This is people struggling with day-to-day expenses. And you've heard the thing in the past maybe where they say that if people were to have a car repair, like £400 or $400, that a big percentage of people wouldn't just be able to go and get that money. They might have to borrow this or take a payday loan or something like that. And look, if you're just joining us right now on the live, what I want to try and do here is just give you a push in the right direction to help you go out there and make some money for yourself, to build a business and just start, right? Because as we're seeing, these statistics are pretty harrowing, right? And you only need to turn on the TV to see just how bad things seem to be out there, right? And this is the post that I saw: 13 million adults struggling to pay the bills. And this is warned by a debt charity. And a big shout to leave you and other people who are watching us right now. If you're watching on Facebook, you might have to give StreamYard your permission so I can see your name. There's a couple of people commenting and I can't see who you are. But you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. You only have to do that once and I'll be able to see the comment. But look, this is a short show, and I just want to kind of focus on this thing, right? That there's so many people out there right now who are struggling to pay for basic stuff. But we have the internet, which is a mechanism, a means to create a business. Now, I've shown you over the last 20, 4 or 5 episodes, how I've built businesses from scratch, from nothing. And I get a big bunch of questions, people saying, hey, this, looks really complicated, or this is something that I'm thinking about doing, but I still need, more time. Generally, when I ask people or suggest to people, why don't you go and start a business? They hit me with excuses and they hit me with reasons why it's not right for them. But then, and I've put this in a post on my wall, you can go and check this out. People then pull out the phone, and on the phone, they go on social media, and then they go on apps, and then they copy and paste stuff, and then they get on the phone and they're persuading people to do things, or they're hustling something, or they're on eBay, or whatever it is, right? They're doing some crazy stuff on the phone. Those same skills could be applied to a business, and the amount of time that some people spend like just talking absolute pointless conversation could be applied to a business, right? We've all got the same amount of hours in a day, and it's interesting to me. I wonder, is there a correlation between those 13 million adults who are struggling to pay the bills and people who are using the internet a lot during the day? So if we could get some data from the internet companies, these 13 million adults, you could almost guarantee that they're spending a big bunch of time online, right? Does that sort of make sense? Now, you might be spending time online and you might be trying to build your business. You might be trying to copy some of the stuff that I've showed you, or, do something and put some stuff together, and it still might not be working. At least you're trying. But there's a bunch of folks out there who keep coming to me and saying, hey, Danny, maybe in the future, can you hold a place for me? I'm thinking about doing it. I'm not quite ready yet. Or I don't have the money. I showed you how to do it. You didn't even need any money. I showed you how to do it. You didn't even need a product. You can sell somebody else's product. But there still seems to be a barrier. Still seems to be some kind of mental block that's stopping people from starting, right? And the biggest barrier to success in anything is you. And this is a shorter show. I don't need an hour to get this point home, right? I just want to come on here directly and say that the thing that needs to move out of the way for you to be successful is probably yourself. And you say, Danny, how do you do that? There's stress, there's fear. There's all this crazy stuff that I'm feeling right now that will stop me from doing that. It's like, who's feeling that stuff, right? I feel that stuff same way. It's like 20 minutes before I came on this live, I'm having all these technical problems, and I'm like, oh man, this thing's not going to work. You don't give up. You don't give up, because you're pulling out your phone and you're using the same skills. Watching reels. You can publish a reel. What's the difference, right? You've kind of got the format because you watch enough of these things, right? It's like they're on there. You're watching them. You can quite quickly go down a TikTok rabbit hole and end up watching all kinds of crazy like dances or whatever it is, some how to make money video, or I don't know, there's all this crazy stuff going on, people singing, talents, whatever it is. And that can kind of make you feel, well, all these people have got something to offer and I don't have anything. Of course you've got something. Think about what you love to do the most, right? Even if it's if it's drinking beer, right? Or even if it's walking in the countryside, or even if it's, I don't know, something weird, fishing, metal detecting, reading, whatever it is, drawing, painting, dancing, whatever, what is it, right? That's all these guys are doing on the internet. And there's this thing that says, because they're on TikTok and they've got 1 million views, that they're famous. They're not famous. They're not they're not commissioned by by Hollywood. Some of them might be in the future because they're consistent and they show up every single day and do some content. But at the moment, they're just like Instagram famous or TikTok famous, right? And they're only as famous as you allow them to be. There's room in that algorithm for you. There's room in that social media network for you, right? Because people consume this stuff so fast, they forget what they've consumed because they're watching the next thing. And if there's something in your mind saying you're not good enough, or you're not able to, or you're not ready for this, or you don't have the money for this, or you're not, whatever the thing is, that is you putting that barrier in the way. And if you can get that out of the way by saying, well, let's just have a go, you're one step closer. If you pull out your phone and instead of watching and consuming, you start producing, then you're one step closer. And look, I've done this so many times where I've not wanted to go live, or I've not wanted to go to the session, or I've not wanted to go to the job, or I've not got, not wanted to go wherever. It happens where, you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go for the walk. You don't want to go for the family meal. You just can't be bothered, or whatever it is, or there's some anxiety, right? Anxiety is the thing that you've got going on in your mind that's going to stop you. But what are you being anxious about? What people might think of you, what people might, think you sound like or you look like, or is it good enough? Or, the only thing that people care about is the words coming out of your mouth. And as long as you can construct a sentence that half makes sense, think of some of the crap online, right? That you watch this and you still watch it, right? At the very worst, you can switch off, right? So if people switch off and say, hey, bye, they've switched off. But if you carry on watching, if somebody carries on watching, they could become your client, they could become your customer, they could really enjoy it. But you're never going to know unless you try. And putting yourself out there a little bit and just, getting over yourself, over that fear. I nearly spilled the coffee all over myself then, right? I'm drinking coffee at like 9:20 at night. I've got a few more lives to come. I've had technical problems. And, if I'd have spilled the coffee all over myself then, I would have had to keep going covered in coffee. That wouldn't have been like fun for me, but it might have been funny for you. But the thing is, it wouldn't have actually stopped me. And running the fishing business that we've been doing for a while, and running the marketing stuff that I've been doing for even longer, working in various projects in some of the darkest depths of council estates, helping kids, all sorts of crazy stuff that I've done over the years, running internet radio. I've been doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And they've all been based on my interests and hobbies, right? Stuff that I've loved doing: music, fishing, events, video, whatever it is. And if you can find something like that you actually love and you can talk about, chances are somebody's going to want to listen to it, because you might be the person that they need to move them forward. And you're sort of doing everybody an injustice by not getting out there and starting. And if it's video that's the problem, you don't necessarily have to do the video, but it helps, right? Most of the media that's consumed these days is on video. If it's money that you might think's the problem, well, look, I've showed you the funnels and the methods and the way that you can go out there and start without even putting any money down. Society will tell you that you need a business loan, and you need all these crazy things. You're going to need insurance. You're going to need compensation fund putting away in case, what happens if you electrocute somebody? Well, you're not going to electrocute somebody talking live on your phone. What is the liability? Don't tell people to do stupid stuff. Your liability is very, very limited if you're an internet marketer or somebody on the internet, especially if you're selling somebody else's product, right? What exactly do you need? You need like a PayPal account to collect some money. You should be able to get one of them. But here's the thing, like I said at the beginning, and like I said in the post on my wall, most folk have got this stuff. They've probably got eBay, and they use that, or they use Marketplace to buy and sell bits and pieces. But they don't think they've got business skills. They probably write really complicated statuses or complex status that's opinionated or something to do with the news, that's something in the news right now today, right? They've got an opinion on it, and they can construct these like glorious statuses. You read these things, but then you talk to that person and they're like, oh man, I'll never start a business. Me, I'm happy as I am. But then they moan that they've no money. It's like, dude, you've got so much to offer. You've got a way to articulate it. You use the same skills day in, day out, doing all of the stuff, the apps and things that you already use online. And you're putting this barrier in front of yourself by telling you that yourself that you can't do it. That's wrong. You putting these false beliefs in the way of your own success for absolutely no reason. And I don't quite know why people do that. And Liviu saying, fear is the biggest enemy for many. Fear of what? It's the fear of what? There's people on the internet right now that are becoming Instagram and TikTok famous, doing stupid stuff. They're not even talking any sense, right? So if you have got a passion to help people and a desire to succeed, stop worrying about what other people might think, as long as you can construct some kind of sentence and you can talk some sort of sense about a topic, right? If you can do that, you're 99% there. There's chances are there's a product on Amazon that you can sell as an affiliate. I could do this live now and say, hey, go to Amazon. In fact, check this out, right? We're going to Funnel Hacking Live in September, which is the ClickFunnels event. and I need some new tech. I love my tech, right? So normally I'm carrying like cameras around with me and stuff, and I've realized I want to do some live videos from Funnel Hacking Live. But one thing in the past was it was very noisy in the foyer, and there's loads and loads and loads of people. And Siobhan, the lovely Siobhan, Siobhan's up there on the picture. We're up there on the picture. She said to me the other night, "Have you not got one of those mics that all these influencers have?" I'm like, microphone, eh? What are you talking about? And she said, "Have you not seen them? They're all on these TikTok videos and YouTube, on Instagram reels with these like little furry mics. It's like a little ball of fluff and it's hanging off them, right? They've got these little boxes clipped on. It's a microphone, and that little ball of fluff is like a windshield." I'm like, "No, I've only got the big, crazy, like Shure studio mic. I can't carry that to Florida." And she's like, "You need to get one of these things." And I'm like, "Oh man, what do we do?" So I go on Amazon and I'm checking this one out, and I'm looking at the reviews and all the rest of it, using those business skills that we don't think we have, right? You can compare things, you can check all this stuff out. And I found these mics, and she went, that's it, that's the one with the little ball of fluff. And I'm like, "Oh man, this is insane. I need these things." So at the moment, I'm fortunate that, you know, the online business stuff is working and I've made a little bit of money, and I always like to invest money in equipment for the business, right? Because this is going to make my videos better. And I thought, oh, I can get the single one or I can get the double one. And if I get the double one, that means I can interview people, right? This is going to be awesome. So I've gone on Amazon and I've bought these things. I don't know if you can see. And this is the DJI microphone set. So it comes in this little case. It charges, and you can see there, that's the little mic, and you get the little fluff things as well, the windshields. That's the other mic, and then there's a receiver. Now, the receiver plugs into the bottom of your phone. So the vision is Siobhan can stand there with the phone, which she doesn't quite know yet. I think she does. Or we can put it on a tripod, or I can like hold it myself. The receiver's plugged into the bottom. I don't think she was going to Florida to hold the phone, right? For me to do a bunch of crazy marketing stuff. But me and my guest talking about Funnel Hacking Live can both have one of these little mics clipped to us. Hopefully this guy doesn't disappear and run away with my mic, because these things are not cheap. But we've got the mics, and they came the next day on Amazon. The point is, I can also go onto Amazon and get an Amazon affiliate link for this thing, right? And you're like, "Oh, what do you mean?" But I've just spent 5 minutes telling a little story about my DJI mics and how I'm going to use them. I can also get a link for these things from Amazon and give people that link after I've talked about it. And if people click the link, which is in the comments, right, they will go to Amazon and they can buy this thing, and I get a commission if they do. So what I've just shown you there is like what I taught you last week in practice, right? It's like find stuff on Amazon, talk about it in a little video, unbox it. That might be the next thing, right? Because it's still in the box. Should we unbox this thing? It'd be yes, right? Let's unbox it. Maybe I'll do that on a reel. And so many people doing reels with stuff that they've got online, and they don't put the link in. They don't even get paid. Some people are like, I seen a guy who had 44 million views and no link. If you got 1% of 44 million, right? Do the maths. 1% checked out, and Amazon pay like 10% or whatever it is. That's like an insane amount of money that person could have made on some crazy product. And you could go and order something that you really want or really need, and instead of just ripping into that thing and just, you know, go and put it in the kitchen or whatever it is, maybe it's the, I don't know, the Ninja air fryer, or, you know, we are not endorsed by any of these brands. But look, I've just demonstrated literally in 2 minutes that you could create a business talking about stuff that you're already ordering off Amazon on videos and sharing that link. We covered it all last week in a full hour, right? What is stopping you from doing it? You don't need to grow a silly beard. Somebody said to me, "Hey, Danny, you need to shave that beard off before you go and, you know, get a proper job. It's all right in the fishing." I ain't shaving my beard off. You can shave off his like weird attitude, like to people's beards. I wonder how that would work, right? I don't care if people want to watch, or they want to watch on the replay, or they don't want to watch, or they love me or they hate me, because I know that some of the stuff I'm saying might be crazy. Some of the stuff is actually true, and it's based on experience. And if you can go out there and make yourself some money off the internet, doing the things that you were going to do anyway. Why does that have to be complicated? A business is not necessarily about, going out there and digging the foundation for a multi-story building where you're going to have offices and staff. A business is about monetizing something, right? And if you can monetize enough things and get these income streams coming in, then you can go to Florida and not worry about your bills. Does that kind of make sense? And look, the coffee's going cold, right? Let me know. It's warmer now for Robinson Crusoe. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I insane? But look, going out there and monetizing some stuff isn't difficult, and there's kids doing it, right? You go and talk about slime and Lego or whatever it is. Adults like that stuff too. I also bought something else. Do you want to see the other thing that I bought? These are awesome, right? So I'm going to go and get the affiliate link for these as well, because I think you might even want to buy these things. I might as well have the commission. Leave you saying I'm right. And so we had some fun, right? We might have to do that again. I know you're in the UK, brother. Come and see me. Let me find this, right? Let me find this one, and then I'll get the link. So what I want to do is show this as well. And you think, oh man, Danny, you spent all this money on insane tech. Siobhan doesn't know that I bought these, but I thought this is the next logical thing. I also needed some new earbuds. And again, I'm going to do an unboxing. These popped up, and these are called the Nothing. It really is. It's nothing. I didn't buy anything. This is called the Nothing earbuds, right? And these things are supposed to be better than the Apple, which is kind of cool because I don't have an Apple phone. And people say, Danny, you use Windows and you don't have an Apple phone. You can't possibly be a marketer, and shave your beard off because you're never going to get a job. I work with some amazing clients and work with some of the biggest companies in the world, right? Don't let the craziness fool you. I've built more businesses and projects than a lot of people have had hot dinners, and I've got a lot of people who respect me, and I've talked on stage, and I've been all around the world and helped a lot of people, and I've had a lot of fun. I've got some amazing kids and an amazing family, and we live the life that we choose, and all of that is because I know how to monetize ideas, right? So if you go and check this link in the comments, you go and find the Nothing buds. These are about 125, 129.99, depending on where you get them from. Amazon Prime, they deliver them the next day. But look, I'm going to have my cool buds in. I'm going to have my awesome microphones. I've got my phone, which is awesome too. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do some interviews and get some content, have a big bunch of fun, learn at the conference. If you come into Funnel Hacking Live, if you're not coming to Funnel Hacking Live, you can come to Funnel Hacking Live. It's funnelhackinglive.com. And that's taking place in Orlando, Florida in September. So look, the point is, anybody can monetize anything as long as they're prepared to do that. You're probably doing it anyway, and you're just not doing the monetizing part. You're probably having the conversations. You're probably going on social media. You're probably typing stuff and copying stuff and doing video stuff. If you're afraid to press record or press live on your phone, just have a go. Like this thing went wrong. This is the second time I've been on today. And I was like, oh man, there's all these problems and this glitch or whatever it was. Just take your time, take a deep breath and start again. People care when you don't turn up. It's like if you're showing up and you're showing willing and you're determined, even if you spill the coffee on yourself, right? Even if something dreadful goes wrong, as long as your heart's true and you want to help people, people will see that and they'll turn up and they'll support you and they'll remember the things that you do for them. There's some things that people have done for me that I'll never forget. And there's folks in the chat now who know that. And there's always time for a person, always time for a conversation. And like Levy, you're saying that right now, right? It's like always be real. Always do my best to be real. Sometimes you make mistakes. I've made lots of mistakes. And you learn from that stuff, right? And sometimes you've got to change your ways and change your actions, but never stop being you. And don't be afraid that you might not be ready yet, or you might not have the money, or you might not have the skills or whatever, because chances are you don't need the money. You've already got the skills and you can monetize something. And if you can get that in your mind, you can go out there and you can start something and you can actually make an impact on people's lives, whether it is selling some stuff that they need that they never knew, or maybe it's building a group, a community, and then selling them some stuff that they need that they never knew about. whatever you do, however you do it, focus on the people, not the money, and then the money will come. But all of the episodes that I've put in the site, on the lives, all the stuff that I've done over the last few weeks and months, all of that's designed to help you get thinking, get started, get moving. We've got a challenge coming up at the end of the month as well, which is going to kind of encapsulate all this stuff for free over 5 days. More information on that coming out next week. I know we've got 4th of July coming up for the folks in America as well. We're on the 2nd right now. Lots of preparations going on for folks over in America for that. It's a big fun time. And I know there's a lot of people who are going to be coming in hot after this week's over, right? With new launches and new ideas. There's still going to be room for me, still going to be room for you. Never think that the market is too saturated, because what about all the people who are like 12 at this point? They don't have businesses yet, right? So when they get to like 16, 17, 18, they need a place to work or they need somewhere to make money. The world continually moves, right? You don't want to be like 45 and never did anything. Try and do something and just start, and you've got permission. I'll give you my permission. Give yourself permission, right? Give yourself permission. That's really liberating. But there's one thing that you really, really, really need to try your best to do, and that's get yourself out of the way. And if you can do that, give yourself that permission and focus on monetizing something that you love, then really there's not going to be anything that stops you. And look, there's only 3 principles to success in everything. The technology has to work. Use Facebook. If you just use Facebook and groups and the Facebook marketplace, then you can build a business, right? You put the right offer in front of the right people, sell technology to people who like tech stuff, and build and maintain relationships. If you can do that, it's going to grow and it's going to scale, and you're going to end up finding that, oh man, I've made some commission, I've made some money. Maybe now I can do this thing, or maybe I can do that thing. There's no right and wrong in marketing. There's only right and wrong in like ethics, right? If you're going to go out and do something illegal, it's probably going to fail. You're going to go to jail. But if you're going out there doing something positive that helps people, that's actually, legal and allowed, there's millions of things that are legal and allowed, as long as you've got that ethics in place, then there's no right and wrong. You're just testing. And some things never work. Oh man, this never works. Why will it never work? It's just going to give you experience. Get that experience, learn from that stuff. A big smile on your face. Hey, yeah, we're actually doing something fun. And chances are you're going to be able to add an additional stream of income to your life. If you do that, you can pay for more cool stuff. You can send your kids to nice schools, or you can buy fancy cars, or whatever it is that you want. It's better to actually invest stuff and not worry too much about the materialistic things. If you can get some gadgets and goodies, that's awesome. But make sure you try and use these in your business. Don't just buy stuff for vanity, because like, what does that actually do? All of the stuff that I ever buy is stuff that I know I'm going to then monetize and going to then use. So this microphone's like paid for itself 5 times over, right? Without it, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go live, couldn't talk to clients. I think I've done like 50 hours in my StreamYard software alone. That's that's like 2 full solid days of talking to this thing, right? And that stuff has wielded thousands of dollars in return for a small investment. These are very much similar, but portable. The links are in the comments if you want to check them out. And this means that I can hear myself think and listen to clients and take calls in noisy environments. And I know that I'm going into a noisy environment. So buy things sensibly, sell things with a passion, get yourself out of the way, follow 3 simple principles, use the funnels and the systems and the processes that we've laid out, keep it dead simple, start, do something, get out there, find something you love, whether it's fishing or, fast cars, whatever it is, you can do it. And I know you can do it, and you can do it. That's the worst part. But the sad thing is you might not do it. And if you don't do it, you're really going to be mad. And that madness is then going to manifest itself into anxiety and a feeling of failure. And you're definitely not going to do it, right? So break the chain, break the cycle, have a big think, smile, take a deep breath, turn on your phone, go live, say something, promote something, mention something, chat to somebody, have a conversation. You're one conversation away from anything you want, as long as you're talking to the right person. Look, there's so much I've given you in that 30-minute segment. Go and watch it back again. But in the morning, or in the next hour, or in the next 20 minutes, or in the next week, or whatever, set yourself a time scale. By Monday, by Friday, by Wednesday, but not too long, I will have done this, and this. And starting a business can be as simple as starting a conversation. Do it. Try it. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is somebody can switch off. Or the worst that can happen is you don't quite get it right, but at least you're moving, and at least you're going to learn, and at least you can tweak it. There's a guy many years ago, and he wanted to be a rapper. And every time he did a rap and he did his tape and he recorded his rap, it was like, oh man, that's not quite right. It's not perfect. I'm not going to release it. I'm going to do another one. Guess what? He never became a rapper. Some of the kids who would just do blah, 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 they do all these lyrics, do all these bars on this tape or a CD. They get that stuff out there. People are like, oh, you're amazing. I want to buy your music. I want to book you to a club. I want to get you on this flyer. And they made it. He was better than them, but he never made it because he was too perfect. It's like, oh, this has got to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, right? As long as the words coming out of your mouth kind of make sense, and it's about a topic that people love and you're passionate about, use some affiliate links, make your products of your own, get a client, help people, whatever it is, do something. Just start. Get moving. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Big shout out to everybody who's watched. It's 30 minutes. Push you over the edge, get you moving. There's a big challenge coming 31st of July. You'll see more about that in email, more about that on my wall. If you want to take the big offer, DannyWalsh.live, you can go on there, you can sign up while the price is still available at that price. After the next couple of days, that's going to be taken down and gone. I've got to go. Going live in another 2 groups this evening. But for now, from me, from DannyWalsh.live, this is Sunday service. I want you to get out there, I want you to start, I want you to move, I want you to make progress. And if you need me for anything, just reach out. Be like, Danny, what do you think of this? I'll probably tell you it's good because it will be. Probably tell you can do it because you can. And I'll probably tell you to get started because there's something stopping you. It's probably you. And just need to move you out of the way and then we can get on with it, right? That like, oh man, it's like, it can't be that easy. It is that easy. Go and do it. Go and try it. If you need me, message me anywhere. Why not? Let's have a conversation. You never know where this could lead. And so many awesome, cool things going on right now in the world. You need to be part of them, right? And if you're not delivering and you're not creating and you're not making your own content, you're really doing everybody a disservice. Go and deliver the service. Everybody, leave you, all the rest of you. Love you guys. See you on the next video. It's Danny from Preston in the UK. Bye-bye.